Well, guys, Bob says we're all going to die. He's going to tell you all about it. So let's dive in.
Trey Jr.
Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, we have probably 8 years before we have to really worry about it, but an incredible find. It was quite accidental too, by the way, Phil, is that they're doing what's called a dark energy survey of the Oort cloud, and the Oort cloud is the very extreme extent of the gravitational pull of the sun in our solar system. And it's inhabited by, I don't even know, millions of icy celestial bodies and occasional capture from interstellar space. And, as time goes on, different gravities and different interactions cause these bodies in the Oort cloud to start pushing in towards the sun. And this is where our comets come from. And so they were doing this survey over a number of periods of time, and they noticed an object that was in motion with a path projected towards the sun. And so they zoomed in on this comet called Bernard Anelli Bernstein, and as they started measuring this thing, I think their jaws dropped. This thing is 10 times bigger than the comet or asteroid that hit the Earth that basically caused the extinction level event for the dinosaurs. This thing is projected to be 75 miles across. And at first they thought it was maybe an asteroid. There was no ice on it. And then it started to develop its coma or comma, and which is basically the ice starting to sublimate out and cause that fuzziness that eventually will start burning off as it gets closer to the sun. And so this thing is on its way in, and it's going to come in, and it's going to probably be its closest approach will be in 2031. But this thing will be absolutely massive. And the way it's projected to come in right now, it's going to come in from underneath the horizon, underneath Saturn, and be coming up towards the sun that way. So, the people that are going to be able to see it, at least on its inbound leg, is going to be people from the southern hemisphere. But this thing is big enough, Phil, that you'd be able to see the comet during the day if it continues on the trajectory that they expect it to come in and it doesn't break apart.
Wow.
So I thought it was kind of nice to maybe talk about this on Christmas Day when people were following the star, Bethlehem. Is that this one you're going to be able to see probably pretty easily with the naked eye and even in daytime.
So if it breaks apart, you might, who knows, right? Might have some
Yeah,
fragments.
yeah. Then there's a couple of movies they made about that, right? So, but they don't know enough about it. Obviously, they never seen anything this big, right? Especially something this big coming our way. So, they're gonna, and if it breaks apart, Phil, it won't break apart till it gets much, much closer, because it's really the sun that causes the ruptures that can cause it to eventually to break apart. And they're not exactly sure yet how close in it can get. When it spins, and how close it's going to get to the Earth and stuff like that. But yeah, so pretty exciting. I always enjoy seeing what comets are going to show up every year, and this kind of one hit my feed, and I started researching it. And I'm like, whoa, because in the past, when they've had these comets like this in the in Middle Ages and ancient times, that these portended things to people. And can you imagine a comet during the sun during the daytime back in the 1100s or 1300s? What people thought was happening, and I think the awe of this thing will still be a wonderment for people like us. So I'm excited about it. I hope to be around for it and be able to check it out. But I thought you guys would be interested in it. Put it in your follow to see this thing progress towards the sun.
So we got what was it, 6 to 8 years or something like that before a
Yeah,
fragment hits us?
2031. So we have probably about
2031.
8 years.
Come
So
on, Bitcoin.
yeah,
Hurry
yeah.
up.
Yeah, there you go. Well, actually, maybe they could put it on the vault up there. So they're going
Yeah.
to try to, as an aside, is that I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago there was this thing called Umari that thing came from interstellar space.
Oh, yes.
Well, they're trying to set up a thing where they're going to intercept it. I guess they found an orbit for it now. They're going to try to intercept this thing in 2051,
Huh.
and they don't think they have enough time to do an intercept on this comet, but they're thinking that comets like this actually get pushed in from basically interstellar space and get captured. So
Ah,
it'd be really interesting to see. So anyway, something different for you guys. I thought it'd be fun to talk about. I love this stuff. I'm not just Bob the weather guy, but I'm Bob the astronomy geek too. So, but Merry Christmas, everybody. We really appreciate you at Trade Genius, and let us know what other things you want us to talk about. We think we have a lot of interesting things to discuss, and if it pertains to the markets, then it's doubly good for us to talk about.
all right. See you guys later. Take care.
Trade Genius.